Welcome to the past HSC exam question videos. What I'll do in this video is cover this exam question, which is question 18, and it's worth 4 marks. What I'll do in the second is I'll read the actual question. Once I read the question, you have about 5 seconds to pause the video. Once you pause the video, attempt the question, and then press play when you're ready, and I'll go over the actual answer itself. I've got a sample answer, plus your marking guidelines to show you how to get full marks. Alright, so the question itself is: investigators gathered data on a group of 100 smokers for a period of 10 years. During this time, 12 people in the group developed lung cancer. 2 died in traffic accidents, and 3 died of heart attacks. Investigators used this data to state that smoking caused lung cancer. Describe how this investigation could be improved. And that's worth 4 marks. Alright, so when you're ready, pause the video and attempt a question. Welcome back. Alright, so it says describe how this investigation could be improved. There's a couple of things here when it comes to the question already. It says how could it be improved, which means you need to say, well, first of all, give suggestions in terms of how it could be improved, but also say why you think that would be the case, why you think whatever you're saying needs improving, right? So for example, we're going to talk about size in terms of sample size. 100 people is, if you're going to say you want to have more people in your actual study, that's good. That's your suggestion, but then say why as well. So for example, that more people in a study will make a better actual study because it's more reliable, right? So the reliable part was why. So you need to do both the suggestion and the actual why part to get full marks, because it says to get 4 marks out of 4, you provide at least 2 ways to remedy errors or weaknesses in the investigation described. So you need to actually talk about the actual error or weakness, and then the remedy. So the remedy is the improvement. So talk about the error and then how you improve it. That's your 4 marks. So for every one that you mention, both the error and the actual weakness, you get 2 marks. And if you do only the remedy, you get 2 out of 4. If you do only the weakness, you get 2 out of 4. If you combine the two, you get 4 out of 4. And some of the stuff that you could have talked about would be sample size. Increased sample size means more reliable. You've got, for example, you could say you need more information, such as you collect their age, location, and job, etc. By doing so, you can improve the accuracy. You can figure out, maybe it's age-related. Maybe it's the younger age groups have more lung cancer than the older ones. But usually it's the other way around, right? And you can also get the risk factor kind of evidence. So, for example, how long have there been years of smoking, how many cigarettes a day, etc., and thereby linking more evidence to link lung cancer and smoking together. And obviously, the control would be another one you could have used. You could have said it could be control group. Here, we've only looked at smokers. If you said, maybe have one control group and compare that to smokers and see how their lifestyle might have affected it. So maybe in the case of the control group, there might have been the same amount of control group participants, but they had less lung cancer cases than the same amount of smoker participants. So that shows you that smoking and lung cancer might be related. So these are some of the examples you could have chosen. But the sample answer would have been, the sample size could be increased as 100 participants is relatively small sample size. An increase in sample size would lead to improved reliability, right? That gets you 2 marks, 1 mark for saying how the weakness, and 1 mark for saying how you could have improved that. And another one I gave is information on age, gender, and location and occupation should be collected, compared, and analyzed. So not just collected, but compared and analyzed. This information can help eliminate other possible causes of disease. For example, do they have a job that increases the risk of lung cancer, or is it their smoking habits? So by having some more information, you can figure out why people are getting lung cancer. Is it maybe because it might not be even smoking, it might be something that they're doing on the job that gives them lung cancer. So by collecting all of this information, we improve accuracy. And that's one tip as well. If you ever have an exam question, if you're running an exam question, and you kind of explain it in your own words, but you maybe think it might not be the best explanation, or you might not get it across that well, you can always put something in brackets where you just maybe explain it in layman terms. Give an example like that, where it might make it more obvious to the marker what you're trying to say. And then this will get you 4 marks out of 4 already, because I've done 2 remedies and 2 weaknesses. But I'm just going to say one more just to have a bit more there, just in case. It says at least 2. More information on their smoking habits, and this would be a really good one to take generally. More information on their smoking habits would help draw a relationship between smoking and lung cancer. For example, does smoking more cigarettes per day increase the likelihood of lung cancer? Therefore, data on years of smoking and amount of daily cigarettes should also be collected and analyzed. So all these risk factors that we mentioned earlier, they should be collected because, for example, if someone smokes 10 cigarettes a day and they have higher rates of lung cancer than someone smokes 1 cigarette a day, then we can also say that smoking more cigarettes gives you more lung cancer. Right? So all these links can be established if we've got the risk factors that we've also written down in terms of information. Right, so this question comes from this dot point. Identify and describe the main features of epidemiology using lung cancer as an example. And then there was another one that talked about lung cancer and the link to the cause of lung cancer. Those two dot points would be for this question. But hopefully that was useful.